What's good? Loyal to the soil here. I'm back. I don't know where the fuck I am, but I'm over here at this pavilion. Came out of there. There's all those mountains. Can't really see so well because of the rainy day. I just wanted to show you guys this. It's nice and beautiful. Look at my bike. It's fucking trashed. All mud. I gotta clean it when I get back home. It's all good. It's hella worth it. So I'm gonna go ahead and twist one up and enjoy ourselves. Let's see if I could turn the camera here. No turning of the camera. What is this? Oh, that was a picture. Okay, fuck it. Let's go get creative. What is here? Watch this. Bam. Boom. Bang. Right there. Or right there. Yeah. Watch my back. Watch your back. So we do it. Kick it with the homies back in the hood. Sit across from each other like that. He'd sit down, watch my back, and I'd sit down and watch his back. If anybody fucking runs up, they get this. Nah. Nowadays they get this. Back in the days, they either got this or they got this. Fortunately, I never had to use this. I used a lot of this. Some cool electrics. Beautiful. Just got done smoking with the homie. And he just couldn't stop complimenting me on the strain. It was so awesome. Thank God for it. Cool. Thank him for all his blessings, for all the blessings I received from Kirkua, and may it prosper and continue to thrive. I went to another friend, I showed him this, and he was even more impressed on my buds than the buds that were grown indoor for him to capitalize on. And that to me says a lot, that Korean natural farming, or just natural farming alone, it doesn't have to be Korean, you know, it can be your style natural farming. It's all the same shit, you know, it doesn't matter, it's not Korean. But that's where we give the props to, and that's where we acknowledge where it came from. You know, it's Korea and the doctors who studied it and spent $300 million on the tech to analyze this data and to produce it for us to enjoy and to utilize to our advantage and benefit. And so I thank you, Dr. Higa, Dr. Show, and all the other doctors that contributed to the industry to research this phenomena of natural nature and to try to replicate it. That's what it's about, you know. We're not gods. We cannot play God, but we can learn from our mistakes and learn from our experience and learn also from the things and the people around us. And what you see is to be good, and what you see is bad is to be bad. And a lot of us know the difference. If you don't know the difference, sorry for you. But Hope you learned the difference and you can prosper in your life and thrive with the people who are doing good, so that way righteousness and good can continue to thrive, and we can just help one another to thrive and become one as a people. I got some people coming over here from the bush. They turned around, it was over it. So came up here in the bushes to try to look for some cow manure on some of these pastures that are here local. And then I know this trail gets ran by a bunch of horses, so I try to look for some horse manure on the way in, but I didn't see none of it. The pastures that I went to go check out, I don't like to trespass, but I know the family that owns that pasture. I was just checking out to see if there was any doo-doo near the fence, so I didn't have to like walk in and then go trespass. But when I see the homie, I'm gonna ask him if I can go and pick some manure for my nutrients. Well, yeah, I just came out here to try to see what I can utilize in my garden. One thing I learned about Korean natural farming is that runoff and water retaining water retain. A lot of this soil here on the island has been tilled and farmed for commercial purposes, and I watched this one guy post on YouTube. He grabbed a tilled soil and not tilled soil, and he put it in a cup of water in a basket, and the non-tilled soil started to break down and decay and fall back and evaporate into the water, whereas the no-till soil just seemed to sit there like a sponge floating within the water, being the water with the water, you know, and it never did break up at all. So like for us over here in the islands, we just experienced a big fucking flood in Honolulu, and I think that's the reason why, is because this land has been tilled so much that when it starts to rain, the water just hits the soil and runs off and goes to all these little irrigations and runoffs and shit like that, and all these rivers that the plantations developed and organized to filter into all these other watering holes and watering systems to go into the ocean and shit like that. But the thing is like we are not getting that water here in the island, so therefore our island is not getting the right amount of water that it needs to filter through the land, and so we get all this fucking muddy bullshit that the pigs love to play in. I mean, I know the pigs love to play in that shit, you know, whatever, but I mean, I'm pretty sure they like to enjoy more micro life within the soil, so that way they wouldn't have diseases and ticks and fleas and shit like that, you know. Up in those mountains where I showed you earlier is where this strain grew, called electrics. So I brought it pretty close to home so that they can reminisce on the good times. so floral and sweet and smooth. So if you look around us right now, there's a bunch of buffalo grass and albizia trees, and got some natural natives, some ohia lehua, some tea leaves, some avapuhi right here. But not too much natives. It's mostly invasive species, and this invasive species likes to thrive. And what they like to do is propagate. They like to multiply. They don't give a fuck about anything. They'll just multiply and take over. They didn't fucking kill themselves just to fucking have their keikis survive. Um, and so like a lot of this stuff to our eyes is not usable, and a lot of it to many other people's eyes is not usable. But I know a lot of different countries and cultures that use and utilize these invasive species. And if we could take the invasive species and cultivate some kind of IMO that'll help propagate native plants here to help the island thrive to its best potential, so that way all the microbes and everything is happy, and everything, the weather and the soil and the culture within the life within the water and shit like that, in the ocean and stuff like that. I think the islands in general would be a perfect demonstration to practice sustainability and KNF, just because of how small we are and isolated, and any runoff that comes off within this island, majority of it affects mainly us. A small percentage of it will affect the other countries and stuff like that. So like it would be a good representation to practice it on this island, so that way we can get good results. Runoff with the ocean, take results of the ocean. Start off with regions. Start off with a region that's really poor in soil, and to our minds cannot thrive. So we start off with that region, and we start from the top, all the way from the mountain to the fucking ocean, and we take test results of soil and rainfall and water samples and soil samples and mineral samples and all that good stuff. And then throughout the years of KNF practice, we just keep seeing the development, the numbers and the data, and see what it results to. And if it's good results, I cannot see why not. Since we did it for one region of the island, might as well do the whole thing, multiply it by whatever regions you have, however many regions you have, and then the whole island would just thrive, and everything around it would just thrive, and then the island can become sustainable, and we can depend on ourselves, depend on the island, like just coming up here, I believe that coming up here, or even for tourists coming up here, or just people in general, you can come up here and see all kinds of fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, growing all over the place, and they should be able to utilize it and eat it as they come in, as they please, and not have to buy something from a store that came from fucking different country, and then bring it all the way up here to eat it, like what the fuck. Like, we have a lush land here, we just got to learn how to start utilizing it and putting it to proper use. And I know a lot of it stands from money. Everybody's money this, money that, and money. You have money? Do you have money? No money. Okay, I'm not talking to you, money. So like, yes, money is a key factor, but if we leave that out of the vision, money's gonna come either way. So like, our practices is just to be sustainable, to populate indigenous microbes and good vegetables and fruits for the soil to obtain, yearly and stuff like that, and to recycle it within its life cycle. And if it becomes too much of a hassle where we're getting too much fruit, and we cannot turn that fruit or vegetable into IMOs, why not donate it, or sell it to to local farmers, the local farmer bullshit, you know, like where they go and they have a sale of local produce, and locals come over and they put up their produce and they sell it. What is it called? Farmers market. Yeah, the farmers market. And then, you know, they can make money there, and money's gonna come no matter what. You know, your intentions has got to be more higher than that lower level thinking. You know, you got to do it from the heart, from love, wanting to do it and wanting to be healthy and wanting to help other people stay healthy, and to learn and thrive as a species. You know, like we as a species have not yet to learn how to get along so we can thrive and get over our everything's that stereotype. You know, they're super judgmental and super stereotype, and um, that's the wrong type of thinking. That's not going to get us anywhere. All that thinking of doing that, and look what happened. You know, like the land went to shit because of too much entertainment. You know, so if we entertain ourselves with a different entertain ourselves with a different aspect and different way, you know, then we can be where we want to be, which is happy. You know, you don't have to be rich, you don't have to be poor, you just have to be happy and in life and enjoy life and be stress free. And you know, coming out to the land and doing stuff like that is real, how you say it, uh, calming and relaxing, and you know, it's a good reliever for you to come out and just be one with the land, and you know, sit in the land and put your hands in the dirt, and you know, just think about everything in life, you know, and let all your worries go. And as you're pulling those weeds, you know, just continue to think about it and think about every weed as a bad aspect in your life, and you're pulling it out and to make your life better and happy. And that's what I do, and I feel good about myself because I see the beautiful work I've done, and it continues to be that way because I continue to be the way I am. So I give thanks for God for letting me to allow it to express myself, and to allow me to see my blessings and to give thanks for it, and to not veer away from what is truth and right. And with that, I want to say thank you. Peace out. Much love. Aloha aina. Take another video when I get to the end. At the end, there's gonna be like a little river and shit, loop road. They call it first crossing. I'm gonna go over there and wash up my bike and wash myself up too as well. So, peace out.